Hello, everybody. You are tuned into the 11th episode of Greatest Hits on the Hundreds TV. My name is Free J Boozy, and I am here every Tuesday to take you through the Hundreds archive at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Tuesday, we pull timeless classics out of the vault and tell you the stories behind each of them, as well as talk to the designers, creatives, and employees behind the scenes at the Hundreds that help bring these pieces to life. Now, while you watch, you'll be able to chat with other viewers and ask us questions about your favorite classics from the Hundreds past. You can also hit the shopping cart tab and purchase these one-of-one pieces to add to your personal collection. Now, before we get to this week's haul from the vault, we have a couple amazing pieces we wanted to show you that are still available from last week's episode, episode 10. Yeah. And of course, I am joined today with the one and only Daniel Awad.
Thank you for having me once again.
Welcome back, my friend. How's it going? So last episode, we went through a bunch of heat.
Yes.
Tell them about this one, my guy.
All right, so this was the Temple Tee. It's an older one from a while back. One of our favorite graphic designers from back in the days put this piece together. It was one of his creations from prison.
Well, yeah, so basically one of the designers from the Hundreds crew back then was in and out of incarceration, and the Hundreds extended the olive branch to give him some design opportunities and stuff to make some graphics. And of course, this one was kind of out of that batch of graphics that he did for us, and it definitely has sort of the California jail aesthetic,
Aztec
vibe.
Culture.
So yeah, this one is still for sale on Greatest Hits now. And if you're just tuning in with us, this is Greatest Hits. We're here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you get at the shopping cart tab and check out all of these pieces we're currently going over. New drop every single Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. New product available straight from the Hundreds vault, curated by myself and my good friend Daniel Awad. So this piece is still for sale. Nice, solid front hit. We'll do a detail shot of this guy to show you guys. Oh, yeah.
What else we got still?
All right, so, one of my favorite artists, definitely one of my favorite artists in the Hundreds camp, Usagro. So this is from the OG Usagro collab.
Yes, sir.
Also, what's really cool about this is it has very, very early Hundreds tag.
Yeah.
The bomb. What era is that again?
Doesn't get much older than that. That's about 2008, I believe.
Yes, this is the 08. Yeah. So it was bubble tag 03 to 05.
Uh-huh.
This bomb tag 05 to 08. And then we have a couple of those.
Similar other ones, yeah.
Similar
09 to 13.
09 to 13 can be defined. So the Hundreds is really cool because it's a brand that we have big enough of a brand history that, we can kind of classify different pieces from different tags and eras, which is
different eras.
Yeah. It's kind of like a mainstay in vintage culture too. It's like, people really like Onetta Blanks, Silk Star, like all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of cool to see the same sort of tag comparison like branch into the Hundreds.
For sure.
So this is the Usagro. These are original graphics made by the one and only, with his classic cosmopolitan script of the Hundreds. Him and Bobby have developed and cultivated a relationship over many years. And this was the original collab that we did.
Yes. It's one piece you don't want to miss.
And like I was saying, we'll go ahead and do a detail shot of this. That's the 05 to 08 tag. So again, very, very, very sick aesthetic, very clean screen printing.
Yeah.
Classic straight from the Hundreds vault. It's also dead stock, which is also cool.
Yes.
Last but not least, from the recap. Who doesn't love Brooklyn Dom? Brooklyn Projects.
Yeah, he came out with another
OGS LA stuff.
Another crazy piece this week.
Melrose did not always used to be the Dust Bowl that has overcome the legendary shopping avenue. Melrose has always kind of had a tradition of music as the backbone of it.
Yeah.
Skate culture also. Brooklyn Projects was one of the mainstays in terms of the skate culture on Melrose. Melrose kind of went through an interesting transition because in the 80s, it was punk, leather, Doc Martens, Fred Perry, all those sorts of stores.
Yes, sir.
Not like actual Fred Perry stores, but the whole
That
sort
vibe.
of that whole vibe.
Yeah.
90s kind of transitioned into, it's kind of like a more of a touristy trap. You could buy like a lot of novelty stuff there, a lot of novelty shops, a lot of like just random sort of tourist tees. And that was kind of out of transition of the punk era of Melrose. And then going in to the 2000s, I heard it was kind of a ghost town. I wasn't here yet.
It was a bit quiet out there, yeah.
And now Melrose has really been resurged as kind of like a streetwear destination.
Definitely.
Where, yeah, you can get just like all sorts of knickknacks, Supreme tees, Air Jordans, stuff like that. Not until you really get to Fairfax is it really like then the mainstay coveted streetwear.
Yep.
Melrose is kind of the resale block right now, the vintage block, and then you transition to Fairfax, which is the mainstay streetwear.
Yeah.
But Brooklyn Dom has always been on Melrose, has been a mainstay, and so this was the in-store release for St. Patrick's Day. So this has never been available online until now.
Yeah, not too many of those.
Brooklyn Dom had the yellow tee, we had the black tee. They were both released at Brooklyn Projects and the Hundreds. This is still available on Greatest Hits. And if you're just tuning in with us, you are watching Greatest Hits on tv.thehundreds.com. I'm your host, Free Boozy, and joined by my good friend, Daniel Awad. So if you're just joining us, the live shopping channel, live shopping network here on tv.thehundreds.com. You can hit the shopping cart tab and check out the pieces we have curated for you today on today's episode 11 of Greatest Hits. So yeah, let's get into those pieces, my guy.
What we got going on today?
Let's start with what's sold already.
All right.
So this is a really cool suit. This is the mummified t-shirt. This is a classic Bobby Hundreds graphic.
Loving the TH hit on that.
Yeah, so it's classic TH. One thing that defines this piece as a very, very old, the Hundreds piece, is when this t-shirt was created, the brand size of the Hundreds was still relatively small. It wasn't necessarily like a global mainstay that it is today. And when you're talking about licensing and rights towards intellectual property in the fashion world, it can get kind of seedy and complicated with people and lawyers and acquisitions, all that stuff.
A lot of stuff you don't want to get into.
So TH, so actually we at one point shared the same lawyer as Tommy Hilfiger. And when Ben and Bobby were first having meetings with their lawyer and developing their whole business strategy, he was like, yeah, one thing is Tommy's definitely going to come after you guys if you keep doing this TH stuff.
Right.
So they're like, oh shit. Okay. So we kind of had to distance ourselves from being known as that sort of no name brand identification for the Hundreds. So you can tell it's a very old Hundreds piece if it does have TH as one of the branding graphics. So this does not say the Hundreds on it, but it is a classic Bobby Hundreds graphic, one of the mainstays that kind of like define the 2000s of streetwear.
Yeah.
And you said that this piece has
sold.
This piece is sold. Yeah, when am I gonna get my air horn? By the way, producers, what's up with that?
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, I need the. You know what I mean? Yo, it would also be. There's like a slight echo in our beautiful Greatest Hits set here in the lovely Vernon, California, at the Hundreds HQ.
Greatest hits.
But yeah, air horn would just like go the fuck up in here. So,
yeah.
Anyways, this piece has sold. We'll give you a detail shot as well, though. Also, it's Liechtenstein, correct?
Yeah, it's some pop art vibes.
So this is a Liechtenstein rip, and you can kind of see that by like one of the general defining stuff of Liechtenstein's work is the small dots that make up one image. And so this can be seen on this pattern right here. So this is Bobby's interpretation of kind of like a pop art streetwear Liechtenstein piece.
That's not quite pointillism, is it?
I think, is that what it's called?
I know
pointillism. You're the one who be at the fucking galleries on the weekend. You tell me.
Oh yeah.
You know, don't let them fool you. He's full on art head.
What else are we feeling today?
Let's do Bebe.
All right.
Bebe's Kids. Very, very coveted
classic
animated film from 1992, created by the late Robin Harris, who passed away 2 years before the film was actually released. Yeah, this is a very cult classic sort of premise of the show. Bebe's kids go to the amusement park, wreak havoc on the world. Gotta wrangle them in. So yeah, this is another kind of hundreds classic.
Yeah.
And honestly, like we posted this one on Bobby's Instagram earlier, and the engagement like went up.
So much love.
So much love for the Bebe tee. And of course, this is kind of like, you know, the hundreds has a very, very strong love and tradition with like kind of doing things with animations. You look at the Disney collab in the past, this and that. This kind of falls in line with that general aesthetic. And yeah, it's Bebe's Kids. Good hundreds print hit on the back.
Yeah, really cool.
And then, so this was an unofficial collab, and it actually got brought up in conversation, but ended up falling through for an official collab with Bebe's Kids. But the engagement on the Instagram kind of like revitalized the conversation in-house a little bit. So maybe in the future, an official Bebe Kids
might have to make
collab
that happen.
might have to make that happen. So again, another greatest hit from the vault. Go ahead and give you guys a detailed shot. And if you're just tuning in, you're watching greatest hits here on tv.thehundreds.com. I am Free J Boozy, joined with Daniel Awad. We're taking you through the hundreds archive, and the vault's here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, and this is a live shopping network. So all of the pieces we are featuring on today's show, straight from the hundreds vault, are now available. These one-of-one pieces for your personal collection. If you hit the shopping cart tab, you can check out all these pieces in real time. Go ahead and do a detail shot of Bebe's Kids. It's also kind of crazy because like Bebe's Kids are obviously like a bunch of rascals.
Yeah.
We decided to give one of Bebe's Kids a
Look at we got a high shooter on him.
It's like you got something.
Yeah.
Let's package something. Okay, cool.
That's right.
So we're pulling this one offset, bro. The surf tee, bro.
Tubular.
Where's Chad when you need him, bro? Our
Shout out
visual
to
communications director, Chad. He hasn't clocked out to go surf today already. Sometimes I gauge how good my jokes are by if our producer, Andrew London, is smiling or not. And he's not too happy about that one, it seems.
I see a smile.
There's a smile. There it is.
Caught that smirk.
Also, thank you very much to Mike Green and Andrew London, our
shout out to
producers
the team,
on
man.
set, for helping make Greatest Hits happen every Tuesday here at 4 p.m. We're looking at the surf t-shirt. Another really, really great.
Good story behind
Good
this
story. Yeah. So this was kind of like what I was the most excited to talk about. So this is a rip of, so in Hawaii, there's a surf shop called Town and Country. And this is a legendary surf skate institution in Hawaii, and was kind of one of the first stores that was really like an anchor for the community.
Yeah.
And so Bobby, of course, is like a big fan of that shop, Hawaiian culture. He's a great surfer. He's at the ocean, at the beach every single day. And so the in-house graphics at Town and Country were very, very like sort of animated portraits of beach life, of the characters that were on the beach. And they kind of had these mainstay graphics, right? So then Bobby finds out who the cartoonist is, right? And then it ends up like, yo, like, you're one of my favorite designers. Why don't you come and, he had left Town and Country. Why don't you come over to the hundreds and get something together? And you know what I mean? And apparently his response was, well, they would really not like that. We might get sued, but let's fucking run it anyway. So they ended up running the t-shirt. And so this is a Town and Country rip of a surf scene, but with a little bit of a Los Angeles twist, because all of the characters that are catching a wave kind of represent different pockets of LA subculture, etc. Because if you look at the hundreds as a whole brand, the retrospective is getting teased offset. We have a legendary member of the hundreds crew who is actually departing from the company for other opportunities, other avenues, Carlos Avalos, who knows so much about the hundreds and the history of the brand and absolutely refuses to come in and talk about it. So this is a show where we want to feature the creatives, the team members behind the brand history, and have people that like, you know, want to come and share. Oh yeah, I fuck with Justin. I work with him every day. Let me come on the show and talk about t-shirts. It would take only 10 minutes of my time. Get nothing, get no love, get no shout out, get no help. Carlos Avalos, nothing. And just like earlier today, he's in the bathroom. He's like telling me about all these fucking rare ass teas and all these crazy 100 stories. It's like, so you gonna come on? He's like, absolutely not.
You know that Bebe's,
like, all right,
Bebe's kids tea.
Yeah, you know that Bebe's kids tea. I was there actually, and some dude got thrown through the glass of the store, and it was the craziest day ever. Oh,
there he is.
Nope.
And he's out.
Okay, so yeah, so this is Town and Country Surf Tee, classic surf scene on the back. Again, Bobby poached one of the designers, got our own The Hundreds take on the surf tee. Let me give you a detail shot right now. And like I said, it is a it is a scene of a surf. It's a surf scene where every character kind of represents a different pocket of LA subculture.
Yes, sir.
TNC Surf, rip the hundreds. Beautiful red t-shirt.
Gnarly.
That has a little crest hit. Honestly, just like a really pretty tee with the red and the red screen printing. I like how it kind of correlates. They made this tee in white also. I think we have a white.
Oh, yeah, we got a couple probably.
So yeah, so this is another greatest hit from the hundreds vault. TNC rip. Yeah, great piece. Available now. Oh, wow. Didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's an oldie.
It's an oldie. Oldie but a goodie. This is my favorite tag.
What year? I must say 04.
06, actually.
Thank you, Carlos. You truly are a legend.
Don't pull this shit off.
Oh, man, I'm not a camera guy. Sorry.
Carlos is truly a legend.
From 06, Atom Bomb tag. Thank you, Carlos Avalos, the fucking peanut gallery god. But again, you're joining us here with Greatest Hits. This piece is for sale now on Greatest Hits. Yeah, we're gonna keep it moving.
Let's do it.
So sometimes I'll be pulling stuff out the vault and like nobody's stoked on it like I am.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, like, and I'm like, yeah, like what?
Well, no, when I saw this piece in particular, I was just like, wow, this is something that I feel like we could even bring out nowadays and it would still be like a pretty solid piece to have.
Okay, so this reminds me of just like, so I call this the reinterpretation of 8-bit culture. And when I say 8-bit culture, I'm surrounding that around cartridge gaming era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is very, very 90s to me. If you think about like the tech boom, all of the random printer companies, Dell, Microsoft, Apple before it was actually Apple,
Hewlett Packard,
Coldwell Banker, like random real estate companies, all of these fucking companies, like they all just made merch and stuff. And so like when I was digging and thrifting super heavy in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, you know, you just find all this like, yo, who the fuck made this like Microsoft e-machine shirt?
Right.
Like, why is this design so fire?
They had to have found somebody who just paid them
Yeah,
racks.
and so like it's just like, so for me, it's just like really cool because like this sort of very simple digital landscaping tee kind of looks like this tee looks like it could be in Dover Street Market today.
Definitely.
Like a new release, right?
Yeah.
Because fashion goes in trends, goes in cycles, and a lot of brands and other companies are taking extreme inspiration from sort of like the technology boom and also making kind of like a sarcastic interpretation of that.
Yeah, I'm getting some major like Brain Dead or Cavent design.
Yeah, for sure.
Cues here.
So yeah, just like a really, really solid tee. Nobody else was super stoked on it. Ben was like,
I love it.
Cool, dude. You know?
I mean, if it was my size, I'd take it.
They're not digital landscaping tee. This is a size large. This is Free J Boozy's pick of the day.
Yeah.
Which I just invented on Greatest Hits. So every week we're going to have Free J Boozy's personal pick of the drop.
Love it.
This is mine for this week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's cool. Also, simple
Pocket tee.
pocket tee with the digital landscape hits. Again, fun design, fun color, very beachy, very California.
Very good
like
usage of the pocket too. I feel like that's a perfect graphic for the pocket.
Also, like these tees, like the blanks we were using back then, just like sit super well on the hanger.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're selling Greatest Hits, and of course, every Greatest Hits piece comes with your official Greatest Hits tag, itemizing it as an official merchant vintage piece.
One of one.
One of one. So yeah, we're gonna give you a detail hit of digital landscape. Free J Boozy's pick of the day.
I like that.
Next, we're gonna get into Daniel Awad's pick of the day. So
Don't
we'll
play
go
with
ahead and
me.
show you the back hit.
Don't play with me.
Good tea for all the dads out there. You know, if this guy was to have any shoe on, what would he have?
Oh man,
The Monarch
he
or
would have some Monarchs. He'd have some 993s, 995s maybe.
and if you don't know what 995s are, good.
Shout out my dad though. My dad has a pair of 995s on right now.
Yeah. Also, it's so funny how like the 995 is like first of all the ultimate dad shoe, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like why every 995 just becomes destroyed because they decide to mow grass in a green t-shirt. Also brings it back to the fact that it is the digital landscaping tee for sale now on Greatest Hits. Just joining us, Free J Boozy, Daniel Awad here, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Tuesday, going through the Hundreds Vault brand retrospectives, showing you these one-of-one pieces that can be part of your personal collection if you just hit the shopping cart tab and check out the product that we're slanging. Man, I'm getting kind of fucking good at this whole camera thing. I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you know you're not kidding. Come on.
Oh, shit.
Cool. What are we on to next?
All right, so I just kind of want to talk about other people at this company who spitefully decline my invitations to come on Greatest Hits, right?
There's a couple.
There's a couple, right?
Yeah.
One of them being our marketing coordinator and director, Bryce Waller.
Yes, we need to get Bryce on.
My direct supervisor who refuses to contribute to the Greatest Hits community.
And he's been around since, the beginning.
Since the beginning, you know what I mean? He has so much great insight on the brand and
one
the
of the
stories
block boys.
that you, the viewer, will never get to hear because he doesn't want to come on the show. So, Bryce Waller, we appreciate you.
Blow up our Twitter. Say we need Bryce.
We want Bryce. We want Mr. Volante Beach in the flesh.
Yes,
right?
We also won't ever see this.
He will never watch this.
Nope.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the jumble tea. This is actually like definitely one of the breadwinners of the hundreds.
This is actually, I think the name is different on this one. Can you confirm that for us, dude?
It's blocks.
Blocks.
Yes.
My apologies,
Also,
everybody.
Temple Tea sold.
Temple Tea sold. Cool. So a tea from the recap sold.
Sick.
Temple Tea from episode 10 found a great new home. We love you. Thank you for the support. And
Yeah.
thank you to every single person who has joined us for any of the 11 Greatest Hits episodes. You can also visit all of these episodes on the scroll feature of the Hundreds TV. Do some digging. Check out all of the amazing content. We have a full week of programming, different stuff every single week. Let me just go through a rundown of that. Monday, we have office hours with Bobby Hundreds at 4 p.m., which is great. If you want to ask some questions and interact with Bobby, talk about brands, talk about clothing, how to develop the business side of things, what works, what doesn't work, seeing failure as actual success, all kinds of great stuff being discussed in that show. Moving on to Greatest Hits, 4 p.m. on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Tuesdays. Moving into Wednesdays, which is Duke, we got Night Terrors, right? And then we also, where you can catch Duke of London, our editorial director, Sandy, who's on the digital marketing squad, Bryce Waller, our marketing coordinator, some other homies, Caesar from the warehouse, all getting down.
They're killing shit.
What do you guys play?
Call of Duty.
They play COD, Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So
Some Warzone.
And Solitaire.
Call of Duty and Solitaire is what I'm being told from our
Good
producers,
combo.
what you can expect on Night Terrors. And then also on Wednesday nights, we do have Dropping In, which premieres. So every Wednesday night, Thursday morning, we have a new release.
That's usually when our
the
releases
formula
are, yeah.
is 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern. And, I'm just going to let a little secret out here. A lot of people are just like, oh, wow, like all this stuff is always selling so close to the actual drop release. There's this thing we use called community. And it's actually a direct connect to Bobby. So if you go to Bobby's Instagram, there's a number at the top of his bio. You text that number, it automatically submits you to a list where you get the first access to any hundreds drop we drop through community.
That's
so
right.
It's kind of like a friends and family special text in real-time mailing list. So if you ever are like, damn, I keep missing on these drops, like the Blondie Beast drop last week, that sold the fuck out.
All the homies got.
So if you want early access to this stuff, community is a great way to stay in tune with what we have upcoming this week. We also have Claire Vivier collab coming out. Claire V, very excited, very, very fine leather goods.
Step your bag game up.
Step your bag game up.
Yep.
Step your life up.
For
Treat
sure.
yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Shop at the farmer's market. Get the fresh produce. Get the fine leather goods. You should,
Yeah.
like live a little. Shit. All right, so moving back on to Blocks T. So this was
Blocks T.
a Hundreds mainstay. So two things that I think are really interesting about this t-shirt is one, it's fairly like, it's not like a whatever graphic, but it's not the craziest and most in-depth thought out with the craziest story with this artist from this country that did this certain graphic for us that we released on a limited basis. No, this was just kind of like a very, very solid design that for some reason the fucking streets went for. And so Ben Hundreds actually says he thinks this is the shirt that out of the entire 17-year history of the brand, this shirt sold out the fastest.
Wow.
Right? So crazy Hundreds mainstay kind of allowed the brand to elevate to another level, gain a bigger audience. And what was even crazier about that is that Urban Outfitters actually ripped the design.
I could see that
You know what I
happening.
mean? So Urban ripped it, and all of a sudden it kind of put Hundreds in this place where, oh wow, they're at the level where even companies like Urban Outfitters are taking notice, taking influence, taking ideas to kind of like push their fucking dumbass, fast, and fuckhead agenda. So I'm feeling feisty today on Greatest Hits, baby.
Like, real quick.
You know, I'm charged up, man. I'm charged up for the small business today, baby.
Like,
woo!
It's gotta be the heat.
Honestly, oh my God. I know there's not like heat or smell vision, but first of all,
It
is
100 degrees in LA.
So hot in Los Angeles. Like, dear God, we're going through a heat wave. And then what makes matters even worse is there's crazy wildfires happening up north, which just creates this like mushroom cloud of really, really shitty air quality. So we are really suffering. I actually changed my shirt to this sick all over cherry print from the Hundreds vault, but I decided to wear all black to work today because I'm a fucking punk and it's a lifestyle. You know, you can't just take off from the punk rock mentality just because it's hot out, A-Wad. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Like,
you're right.
Jeez, A-Wad. Okay, so yeah, but back to the Blocks T. Hundreds mainstay. Again, our marketing coordinator Bryce Waller had an amazing story about actually trying to get this T-shirt, but he doesn't want to come on the show, so we want to hear it. This is
too,
yeah. What's the story?
Well, I mean, it's nothing.
What's the story, Morning Glory?
It's funny. Before I even started working here, I had found myself at Tyler the Creator's fashion show here in downtown LA. And I was actually wearing the shirt, and I happened to bump shoulders with Ben. Had no idea it was him that was behind me. Turn around, see him. He sees me. He sees my shirt. He's like, "Yo, that's a sick ass shirt, dude. Where'd you get it?" And I'm like, "The Hundreds." he was like, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you." But he's like,
I'm Ben Hundreds.
Yeah, basically, right? But it was pretty
so was that the illegal Civ fashion show that was downtown, or was that earlier?
It was when he had just come out with the Golf LaFleurs, so like the Converse. It was like his own golf wing fashion show, so it was like all of his stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, really sick.
Tyler the Creator, man.
Yeah.
LA mainstay, just like the Hundreds. You know what I mean? Honestly, if you talk about some of the most influential LA shit, like the Hundreds, Tyler the Creator, Fairfax Ave.
He was one of the boys on the block, so he knew what's up.
What else do we got? So for sale now on Greatest Hits. And if you're just tuning in now, you're watching Greatest Hits on tv.thehundreds.com. We're here every 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes,
I am PJ Boozy, joined here by Daniel A-Wad, who's going through the Hundreds archive, brand retrospective, bringing you personally curated pieces from the Hundreds past. Yeah, and you can also shop all of this shit on the shopping cart tab that you can see right now. I am allowed to cuss. We are allowed to use profanity. This is my television show. So let's keep it rocking. So like, this is like pretty funny. He's like, Bobby was like explaining this to you earlier. And so there's a Crayola, the Hundreds. So first of all, Crayola is like one of the most prolific graffiti illustrator. I won't even just pigeonhole graffiti. One of the best artistic illustrators like of all time.
Shout out Crayola.
And what's really funny about this shirt is like, I was like, yeah, Bobby, can you tell us about anything of the shirt? He's like, oh yeah, like I grew up with him, like, you know, just real casual. And so it's like, why Bobby and stuff. So this is Crayola, aka Greg Skins. Had a lot in common with Bobby. They bonded very early throughout the history of the Hundreds. They come from the same area, Riverside, California, which kind of has a big graffiti culture in general. Shout out Riverside. Shout out the IE. Anybody watching from the IE, that's what they call it, right?
Yeah. Well, Inland Empire. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, man, I'm Free J Boozy. I'm not from here. I do live here. Okay. Okay, guys. Can I live here? Is that okay? Everybody's always yelling about locals. I just want to make sure.
Nah, man.
You know? It's locals only. Everybody's always yelling at me. Hey, Boozy, get out of here. Like, no. So yeah, the Crayola. So what's really cool is we were digging and we found two of the same colorways. So you're like fucking sick. And so what's really cool about this is the tag, the 100th bubble tag.
Yep, that's the old one.
That's how you know it's fire t-shirt straight from the 100s vault. Honestly, very 2000s in design wise with the back hit.
Yeah.
And then the cool thing, it has a cool custom logo lockup. The 100s Crayola. Anything else you can think is really? Oh yeah, well,
one of the first like collaborative efforts between him and like any sort of artist.
So this was like kind of started the catalyst of the 100s collaborating with many fine artists. And fast forward, got the Usagro team.
Yeah.
Which we took off set.
He's out there somewhere.
He's out there somewhere in the world, in the wild. Not for real though. No, I'm just kidding. Oh shit. So yeah, it's for sale on Greatest Hits right now. Size XL.
These are both XL, yeah.
2 color variants.
Banana yellow, very nice color for this summer.
Also, like, Crayola has done art for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. He's done art for Ultimate Spider-Man. Just like very well versed. And we definitely got on the early tip with him because now he's out of here. And I'm sure the quote in the bill would not be the same.
Definitely.
So available for the first time in what, 15 years?
Yeah, wow.
16. First time available online in 16 years. The Crayola t-shirt.
Yeah.
Here on greatesthits100.com. We got 2 variants.
04.
We'll go ahead and do some detail shots for you guys.
That's an old puppy.
I feel like this part of the episode is very soothing.
Hey. Both. All
right, man. That's what I got for you. That's all I got for you, Daniel.
Pretty solid.
That's all I got. I got nothing left. You took it all from me, all right, man. Got nothing left.
It's a wrap.
But yeah, in all seriousness, thank you for checking out this episode of Greatest Hits, episode 11. You're here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you to the 100s crew, Mike Green, Andrew London for helping out with today's episode. Thank you for everybody who tuned in or copped a piece today. We really appreciate the support. We really love storytelling. We really love sharing these pieces out of the 100s vault with you, the viewers. Boozy's for the people, man.
That's right.
What I mean? Really am for the people. So I'm here for you. You know what I mean? Not for my health, for your health.
I love that.
But yeah, you can check us out here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on the 100s TV, and hit the 100s app or online shop to get your hands on any of the Greatest Hits pieces you just saw featured on today's show. Also, make sure to follow the 100s Greatest Hits on Instagram, and we will see you
next week, baby.
Next week, baby.